because if I was in a position of power or authority, I would have you all arrested and tried for treason against my country under the grounds of 18 U.S.C. 2381 treason U.S. Code. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason.
All right, this is Rudy. It's June the 13th, the year 2017. It's 21 years to the day that they arrested Russell Dean Landers. He's the last remaining Montana freeman alive, still incarcerated, still has 23 years to go. I pray you go to yearofjubilee.com, look up both Blaine Cooper and Russell and write them a letter, and write a letter to anybody else that you feel compelled to write to. These brothers and sisters need to hear from us and that we have not forgotten about them. We went through our second $50 with Blaine. $50 on a prison phone system can go by fairly quick if you receive 1 or 2 phone calls a day. And the private prison industrial complex is raping and pillaging people that have loved ones in prison. And they really take advantage of charging a lot of money for the commissary, for phone calls, what have you. So they're making a killing. But I did speak to Blaine about a couple of minutes. It was the last phone call before the second $50 ran out, and I told him that it would be a while before I'm able to put any more money on the account. He said also that I am not to upload any more phone calls from Blaine for maybe even until the trial is over. He's received some advice and counsel from his lawyer, and they don't want him talking on the phone anymore, and he's going to abide by their wishes. He said unless it's something very, very important, but he's advised me not to upload any more of his phone calls unless he specifically asks for it on advice from his legal counsel. I said, well, what can people do? Keep in mind, we're running out of time, right? And this may be the last time that I speak to him for a week, a couple weeks, maybe longer, who knows. And of course, I can still write to him, and he can still write to me, but Blaine's in a particular prison where you cannot mail him any books. Not only that, but the phone calls from his prison are particularly expensive. So he really is in a bad prison. But he said he wanted news articles about what's going on, news articles specifically from alternative media, not from mainstream media. What's going on with ISIS, what's going on with Russia. He wants people to put money on his phone account, which you can do that by going to yearofjubilee.com and going to his commissary. There's ways to put money on his commissary and phone account. If you want to go to Year of Jubilee, it'll help you direct you to the right place. If you look at all the different private prisons across America and all the different ways that they have to donate to these prisoners' commissary, you got Western Union, you got Securus.net, you got JPay, you got Access Corrections, you got Global Network. They really have a whole system set up to suck in the money from the loved ones. But Blaine did ask for money so he could call his wife. He has no money on the phone to do that. So that's a challenge for him. He also mentioned that he needed money on his commissary account. He also wanted people to print out articles on he calls it the Big Dud Theory, which I think he means the Big Bang Theory. Also, there's ways to date things like radiocarbon dating, and he mentioned another way to date things that's different than radiocarbon. I don't know if it's isotope dating but whatever, there are ways to date things, whether they be fossils or, dead animals or whatever. He wants articles on radiocarbon dating. He wants articles on the Big Dud Theory, and he said that there was an article that said warp drive is now possible, and he wants articles on warp drive. And you can't send him books, but if you can just find some news articles, news reports on what's going on in the world, he said he would really enjoy that. And if you feel compelled to put money on his commissary or phone so he can call his wife, he would like that. So again, we've gone through about $100 just in the past month or so with Blaine's phone calls, and it goes by quick, right? And so that's the private prison industrial complex for you that rapes and pillages anybody who tries to lend support to these prisoners. Nonetheless, they are still our brothers and sisters in prison. We still need to do what we can and whatever God has called you to do. please do so. But it doesn't take a whole lot of money just to simply send him an article in the mail. If you see an article, if you have the ability to print it out, stick it in an envelope, go to yearofjubilee.com. On the very front page is the mailing address for all the prisoners. Now, you can click on individual prisoners and go to their specific page, and you can learn more about their case and things like that. Anyway, keep Blaine in your prayers. And that's the update for Blaine. I don't think I'll be uploading any more of his phone calls anytime soon. Like I said, every one of these communications with these prisoners really is precious, because you never know when the communication will be cut off for weeks, days, or months, or even years. I mean, if the warden has his way with Russell Dean Landers, I won't speak to Russell again. I won't communicate with him via letter or email or phone for another 23 years, right? And so we really need to take advantage of the fact that we have the ability to communicate with these prisoners, and a letter will not take much of your time or money. I pray that you let them know, that we have not forgotten about them. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I forgot to almost say, the last line of peaceful defense between a tyrannical government and a defendant is jury nullification. Educate yourself about jury nullification at fija.org, FIJA.org.